Hey guys, good morning. How are you? Hope you're doing well. So, this is my first vlog, and I thought that let's start with a very interesting topic, which is like why do we sometimes select the unselectable? Which means that that product or that service or that particular individual was never in the list, but we end up selecting that product or service or person. Let me give you an example. A few years back, in 99, 2000, I set out to buy a second-hand car. I thought that I'll buy a Suzuki 800 second-hand car because I wanted to move from my home to my office. But in the end, I bought a car which was never on the list, which was a Ford Icon. To give you a perspective, my salary at that time was around 5.5 lakhs per annum, but I bought a car which was 6.5 lakhs. And how did that happen? If you look at the whole sales process, I was searching for a car in the 800 category, but on a weekend, I was at that time in Hyderabad. Me and my wife went down to Secunderabad to look for other options. On a Sunday afternoon, many of the shops were closed, but this showroom, Sundaram Ford, was open. So we went in, were treated very nicely. We were shown the car, and we were trying to find out all kinds of excuses that how do we not buy this car? Right? So the color and everything, we threw in everything there. But then the sales girl said, "Let's go for a drive," right? And I had just learned my driving at that point of time. So for me, it was a big car with a power steering and all. I said, "Okay, let's go for a drive." So I went on a drive on the Tank Bund area. At that time, it used to be pretty open, pretty spacious. So I really drove like 100 kilometers per hour, and I liked the car. Okay, but then I was not convinced. So we went back. Okay, fine, forget it. Okay, we'll look for a second-hand 800. But then there was a persistence on the part of the sales girl. The next day, Fort Sundaram had set up a shop in our campus. They were selling the car. The lady came and personally met me. Then after that, she kept on calling me. Then I said, "Okay, my salary is this much. I can't afford it." She arranged for the finance. And what happened? Eventually, going through the whole process, I bought the car. Similarly, have you wondered you have picked up a vendor whom you didn't like or was never in the list? For example, I picked up a vendor who was never on the list, but I did it because this guy showed me some attitude, right? And he said, "Okay, I'm going to give you a proposal if you pay me $1,500. First of all, I was like, "What the hell? I mean, why should I pay you $1,500 to give me a proposal?" But he said, "Look, I'm into the business. There are many people who come and take proposals from us, and hardly 5% materializes. So I'm not going to waste my resources for these kind of proposals." Wow. Sometimes you take a vendor because the methodology which they follow in building the price or building a proposal, you like that. But sometimes you like the way they present the whole solution, right? So they might not have been in the picture ever, but at the end, you may select them. So for the candidate, many times you see a resume, you see a picture or a photograph of the person. You were like, "Okay, fine, let me have a chat," right? And maybe somewhere in your mind you have decided that no, I'm not going to go with this guy. But as you start talking with the guy, you may like him. You may like his calmness. You may like his maturity. You may like his voice. You may like his depth of knowledge, or you may like his humility. There could be so many other things, although he may not be the best candidate, but then you start developing a liking for him. He was never on the list, right? But eventually, for various reasons, you end up selecting that particular candidate. So there are various reasons why you go through this process. On the candidate selection, sometimes I select a candidate because his genre of thinking, I can do a vlog at some point of time on this theory itself, is very similar to mine, right? So at senior level, you are more looking at the fitment, the culture, and all of that. And when you talk to somebody, you realize that, oh, this is what I want, right? So these are interesting examples, and there are many more, right? But my point here is that whenever you are selecting a product or a vendor or any other services, remember that the list is just not those four or five which you have shortlisted. That could be a dark horse, and I don't call it as a dark horse. It's like something just out of the world, right? Which was never on the list. So keep your eyes and ears open. Be open for suggestions. Be open for changes to the list, and it may lead you to the best option. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Thank you. Bye bye.